Today
Now
on
turn up.
Cracking Cases. Hey everybody, we got a pretty good show for you. I'm going to bring up our guest. Thank you, Versi, so much for that. We appreciate that. Give me just a second and I will bring up our guest. Hey,
Hello.
how are you doing? And we'll be, I think that Mr. Gray Hughes is going to join us too.
Yeah, I know he is preparing for his show, but I did send him the link.
Okay, cool. And if he doesn't, it's I'll fix the description afterwards. But if he does, it'll be great. And we're going to talk about some good stuff, guys. Thank you all for being here. I don't have time to say hi to everybody, but hello, everybody. Y'all are there. So we've been working on this. Excuse me. I know she's got a sore throat. I'm still fighting my cough, but we have been working on this since, what was it, Saturday night?
No, today's Saturday.
Or not
night.
Saturday night, sorry.
Thursday.
Thursday night.
Yeah, when it aired, right?
Yeah, when the first episode aired.
So it's Wednesday then, right? Or Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, every day is a blur to us now. It's just there and then it's gone. But so I guess we'll start and we'll go over it. So I guess I'll start this way. Thursday night, we had I had been informed that there was reasons that Candace was so upset during her interview on the with the behavior panel during the Dr. Phil show. And so I had called Dawn and I got permission to talk about this because I just wanted to make sure that I didn't interfere with what Dr. Phil had going on or anything like that. So I'll just get into it with you guys and we'll talk about it. So on Thursday night, when I was informed that before they went in to do the interview, while they're standing there with the film crew for Dr. Phil in California, before they sit down with the behavior panel, there was a reported sighting of what could have possibly been, hey Gray, if you got the link, buddy, come on up and we'll add you in here. So they had had a reported sighting of Summer in Georgia, and she was waiting to hear back when they had sat down to start filming this. And she was waiting and they were waiting. Well, during her interview with the behavior panel, they had to actually stop filming, and she had got a call that said that it was not her. So the private investigators were working on it, and they were making sure they were talking to people down there in that state, trying to verify that if it was or not Summer down there.
And they felt like it was a very credible tip. So Candace's hopes were high.
Very
and
high.
Then they were destroyed.
Yes, exactly. And the thing is, though, this little girl that was down there looked exactly like her, except for around her face. Hair style the same, everything. And so they were really, really hoping and praying that this could, we got to think now, this filming didn't just happen right, this past week. This was, how long ago was it when we first?
Probably close to a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago.
No,
3
it was
weeks
more
ago,
than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was about a month ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Because even during the Dr. Phil show, he kept saying Summer's been gone for 4 months, almost 4 months.
So it was like a month.
Yeah.
Or 6 weeks or something. Somebody saying that they don't believe a word Candace and Dawn say. Well, this didn't come from Candace and Dawn.
No, it
at
didn't.
all. This did not come from Candace and Dawn. Candace and Dawn could have cared less if this information was released.
Yeah.
This all started because I was freaking out about the Mafia issue.
Yeah.
And then I talked to Cam, and Cam is a very confidential person. And he said,
Thank
you know,
you.
I might be able to tell you something, but I really don't know. So he was being elusive, you know, and I just said, you know, it's got to have something to do with this. It's got to have something to do with this mafia thing. And he got the information, and then I was able to verify the information, and it was a credible tip. They
Very
really thought it could be Summer, and they contacted Candace while she was taping and said this could be her. So you got to think how you're feeling. You're with Dr. Phil. You're about to be on national TV. You're in California. Maybe there's a sighting of your kid. How are you going to get to her? You know, you don't know what you're going to do. And then you're in communication. They've got to stop taping to tell you, no, sorry, not her.
right.
So that's a lot to deal with.
And we,
I felt like, whoa, that needs to come out because the mafia thing is trash. So the
right.
mafia thing's just not even
relevant to
relevant at all.
And that's what people, and this is the thing, guys. I mean, we wanted to come out and talk about this Saturday, or not, sorry, I don't know what
Thursday
today
night.
is. Saturday, Thursday night. I wanted to come out and talk about this that night, but I just wanted to be careful that, everybody said, let's be careful. Let's give Dr. Phil to give him a chance, because nobody knew what they were going to air, what they were going to say and put out there. So we had to be very careful to not step on their toes before they had a chance to clear it up, and they didn't. So, I just wanted to even give a hint about it, and I couldn't.
Right.
So, and let's talk about this. Thank you, Miranda Smith. We appreciate it. Or Marsha Smith. Can't read either. But Candace already doesn't like to be on camera. We know that. She doesn't like to sit in front of these people, and we've been told this straight from her, from the way that she was treated after her first news interview. I don't blame her. She was criticized on everything she did, what she looked like, everything. So she just said, I'm not doing it ever again. So what did she say? You should have been allowed. Yeah, we should have been allowed to do it. And that's why I wanted to bring Chasing up here with us, because she can vouch for this. I told her about it that night. She actually heard it for her own ears. I did a 3-way call with people. And it is very credible information. These people had this call. They reached out to us. They said, there is a reason why she was upset, and it's right around the same time, and we have to make this very clear too. Dr. Phil and them knew this happened.
Yeah.
During that filming, they knew that she had got that phone call. Thank you, Miranda Smith. Oh, there's a Miranda Smith too, and I said, Marsha, thank you. And Brandy Branford, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And
yeah, I feel like they should have said, if they knew that information. My understanding is they knew the information, so why not mention that during the taping? Maybe at the end, emotions were very high. There was a possible sighting that turned out not to be true.
yeah,
I don't know if it would have really explained it well, but they could have tried to, because I really did feel like that mafia thing set them off. I was like,
but
oh my God, what is this about the mafia? It's making them so upset. But it wasn't that. It was that she was up high, then concerned, then destroyed. And
when
it
you
was
go
just
back and watch it,
sad.
you can actually see that she was actually starting to cry and was upset before they even mentioned the mafia.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like that. I don't know. It seemed like the whole mafia deal is what it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
right. And this, and we're not. Let's take this into account too. This is what when the behavior panel said Cornbread Mafia, he said that's what we call them.
Mm-hmm.
He's not stating that. Okay, now he's saying, oh, it's a crime syndicate. He's saying that's what we call them where we're at, where we live.
Yep. And I posted that video today, Cam, showing that the first time they ever talked about the Cornbread Mafia was over a month ago in Kingsport with Dawn. Dawn said, they were asking him what the area's like, and he's like, well, we got the drug dealers and the hillbillies, and they think they're the Bloods and the Crips. And then they said yeah, we've got the Cornbread Mafia in our area, right? So
Yeah.
it wasn't Dawn who made that up, or, they're not trying to blame the Mafia.
Yeah,
So,
that basically came from them.
yeah, it came
So,
from them.
yeah, I mean, they said it. They let's own up to it. They did say that. So, and we're not saying that we know for a fact that this emotion was all because of that. We don't know that. We're not
Mhm.
her. We're not them. But we can say that they did have information that was told to them while they're standing there getting ready to film. Her emotions are so high. She's excited. Oh my gosh, I'm across the United States. In California, my baby is possibly across on the other end of the United States, and I can't do anything about it. So she's sitting there, high emotion, thinking about that. Then, during the middle of taping, getting asked these questions, they stop. She gets, no, it's not her. So then you start thinking. Then let's say that you bring in the Mafia thing, and she's thinking, well, what if my daughter is with that? And we don't know where she is again. What if they are
Right.
with somebody that does bad things like that? I'm just saying, in my mind, what I would think. I'm not saying that's what she thought, because there's no way I could know that.
Yeah, we definitely don't know, because it's not like people get, Dawn does come out and speak, but Candace really doesn't. So the assumption was, based on the show, that she reacted to the Mafia thing. Then we're hearing from the private investigators, well, this was also occurring. So using logical reasoning, we're like, oh my God. So that's probably why she was emotional.
Right.
That makes a hell of a lot more sense than the Cornbread Mafia people,
Right.
Right.
And Nicole just made a comment right here. She said that's why she just wanted to go home. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe she just had enough high emotion. Look, okay, I've heard this today. I do this. I'm on camera. I'm getting interrogated, as she feels, because that's what she feels like. She's getting interrogated. I'm speaking of how she feels. So she wants to get out of there anyway.
Yeah.
But she did it. She went and sat there in front of him. She did what she was asked to do, and and that's all besides the point. That's for a different time to talk about. But this is I thought this was big, and I thought that this needed to be talked about,
Yeah.
because as any parent that has compassion, if I was going through that situation and somebody was to call me and tell me that, I would be so elated. I wouldn't even care about what's going on now with this Dr. Phil. I'm like, I just want my baby back.
Pause 1 second.
Okay.
Lynette says, wait, I thought she broke down and left the stage on the behavior panel, not while on Dr. Phil. Yes, the behavior panel used Dr. Phil's studios to interview Candace.
That's
They
right.
used a place in Kingsport to interview Dawn, 2 separate places. So they were at the Dr. Phil place when they interviewed Candace.
Right, in California. That's where she got up and walked away.
Yeah.
Right, and there was a lot of there. I know where she's getting at, because there was a lot of confusion saying that they were here filming that in Tennessee filming that, and that's not true.
They did film Dawn's here.
They filmed Dawn,
but not Candace's.
Let me see what
And
Gray
the fact,
said right here.
the fact that Candace and Dawn, the fact that they sat down and they were recording that, even though there was a possible sighting, that already speaks volumes that they were still willing to sit there and do that. I would probably be like, nope, I'm not doing anything until I know if this is my baby.
Yeah. I mean, it had to be extremely stressful. And again, we don't know. We don't know. Is that why she was upset? Is that why she broke down? Did she just have enough that day? Who knows? We don't know. And we don't know if the parents, we don't know anything. We know what we do know. And this is a bit of information that, Cam and Alli were like, this has to come out. And I felt exactly the same way. That is another reason she could have been emotional that day.
Yeah. If we're going to cover this and give it due diligence and do what we're supposed to, especially standing on a not so favorable side of not wanting to just slam these people. We already aren't favorable there. But so I pulled, but what I was going to say is, when you get that kind of information, that needs to be said, because when somebody is going through something like that, why not say that? You know, I think that honestly, if it was, you know, if the behavior panel was going to do the right thing, they probably should have let her calm down and maybe film that at a different point in time after something like that. To get an accurate reading on somebody. And the reason I pulled this back up with Gray is I saw caught where he said he meant to say doesn't know where Summer is. It says it also helps out Candace in another way.
He sent it again.
Yeah, I saw it, and that's why I just wanted to fix that for him. I didn't put slow mode on, guys, so I'm not going to catch everything. Oh, thank you, Foggy Morn. We appreciate that. And you know, I'll let you go ahead. And Gray, you're more than welcome to come up, man, if you want to talk about it with us. You want me to put the link in the chat for you?
So somebody said, didn't they film the two things at different times? She broke down at the behavior panel. Yes. She was at the behavior panel at the studios of Dr. Phil.
Yes, exactly.
Now, did Dr. Phil have that information? Well, we know that whoever was there with her that day had that information. So do we necessarily know that they relayed that straight to Dr. Phil's ears? We don't know.
No, we have no idea.
And Everlaw, I do understand that. She said Craig Case Cam, the behavior panel did not and does not do the edits for Dr. Phil. Exactly.
Right.
So we, you know,
we can't really attack Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Right.
Or anybody. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody. But if we're going to talk about every detail in this case, you know, there's a video going around now of a little blonde person on a bed that people are claiming are Summer, but everybody's willing to watch that and speculate about that. Well, here's a piece of information straight from private investigators who are working on this case every day.
Right.
And they said, hey, you know, this could be a reason that she was upset. It just adds information, context to the video that we all watched. That's all.
Absolutely. And, you know, and the reason I wanted to say this too is because I called Dawn, and personally, it's his life above anybody else's. And I said, do I have permission to talk about this? Because I feel like it is very, very important that it's brought up. And he said absolutely. And so, you know, before anybody says anything like that, I want to make sure that is absolutely known, that I had permission to talk about this. And from Dawn. And I mean, like we said, and at the end of everything, it's his call. And you know, there's you know, I'm sure this is going to go over. There was a reason why. I'm not going to change this. Sorry, guys. I was working on that, trying to fix the chat. But I'm not going to go. You know, I wanted to come out and talk about this, like I said, Thursday night, because I knew it was going to be like, oh, well, you did this and did that. You're just trying to cover for him. But that's absolutely not true. That's why I wanted to bring her chasing on here with us to I mean, you guys know she's straight up as they come. And I knew that when I told her about that I would have an ally in this that could verify. Because, I mean, it's not fair. That's not fair. When I watched that and then I heard that, I said, well, why wasn't that said? That's not fair, because if I was in that position, I would be extremely upset is why that wasn't talked about.
And yes, everything was reported to law enforcement. The PIs sent every bit of information directly to law enforcement. And what Cam was just saying is when the first show came out, his thought, my thought too, was, you know, this Mafia thing is going to take off, of course, right? But also her wanting to walk off stage is going to take off. People are going to be like, she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care about her kid. She wants to walk off. She feels like it's about her. But there's context behind that we didn't get to see. You know, she's being told that they might have found her daughter, and then, oops, nope, sorry. So she's probably just like, you know what? I can't do this. My God.
Right.
And I think anybody would kind of feel that way. You know,
I like go ahead. I'm not going to try to interrupt.
Yeah, I mean, I get that we're on a weird, you know, approach to this. where typically you see in all these crime cases that, they blame the parents, attack the parents. And, we just had Jashea Moore, and her mother was out there sobbing. And I posted the video of her mom. And when I tell you, this woman was crying real tears. Her daughter was lost in New Jersey, and she was just beside herself. Well, it comes to pass today. Josiah's mother was put in prison, put in jail. She was arrested for child abuse. And that's why Jashea was missing, because she refused to go back to that home. But we all believed her and said, oh my God, she's heartbroken. This woman is heartbroken. Well, it turns out she wasn't heartbroken. So we make these judgments on these people. And until we know all the facts, it's not the right thing to do.
Right. And, we there's no way possible during an active investigation. The only reason I did talk about this is because it was cleared and it's off the table. But there's no way possible that you can go to another state and get those reports and all this of what that looked into. Believe me, if I could, I would have done that. I would have pulled it. But this was, I saw somebody say it sounds real convenient in the chat. It does sound real convenient, but this is what happened. I trust the people. Everything we've put out has been factual, and I'm going to continue to do that through this case. Because the speculation takes us so far off course, so far away from even paying attention to what really matters in this case. This, you got to think, just because we don't hear everything that is happening with law enforcement, reports here of her being seen, reports there of her being seen, doesn't mean that they're not they have to look into every single one of those.
Is there proof beside just what Dawn says? Dawn didn't say this.
Dawn
did not come from the parents. He called the father, Dawn, for permission to discuss it.
Yeah.
And since it's Dawn's daughter, Dawn said okay. But this story never came from Dawn or Candace. It didn't come from either one of them. That's
right. And that's the reason I got permission from the people that are over their daughter. That is their daughter at the end of the day. That is their right. That is their life to talk about those things. So that's why I went to him and got permission to do that. The private investigators went and they took this lead very seriously. They went and looked into it. They made the right phone calls to the right people to go check it in another state. We're on there getting ready, mind you, to pack up and leave to go down there and potentially pick up Summer. And then it was called that it wasn't her. Looked identical to her. Same build, same weight, same haircut, just a rounder face. Said the pictures were unbelievable of how close. So somebody was paying attention. That's all it takes, is like we're saying through this whole thing, is one person. Now, Dr. Phil has brought attention worldwide to this. That's awesome. So maybe somebody will see that, and then we will have credible leads. Correct?
Yeah, we don't know who gave the lead. We don't know who gave the lead. Yeah. And I don't know that that's important either. I've seen people typing it in the chat, so
yeah, that's not important at all. Oh, okay. Jenna said I'm the one who called. She's in here right now.
There you go. Jenna's here, so
right.
Jenna, did you feel it was credible? Jenna,
yeah. Answer. You want the link? Yeah, I mean, you can come up here and talk, and you can verify this for us. If you're the one that called, then this is truthful. Let's see here. Oh, okay. There's people in here. Delta Dawn says, Jenna, I remember you telling the story. I don't think Dr. Phil airs here in New Zealand.
She says the baby looked just like her. Okay, so there you go. Yeah. So Jenna called it in. The private investigators work with law enforcement. They're not just willy-nilly out here just doing whatever they want to do. It's in another state, in Georgia. The PIs called the people down there to go check out the situation.
Law enforcement down there.
And it was quite a situation. Law enforcement was involved.
Yeah.
This isn't like, Jenna called it in and then Jenna went searching and Jenna's trying to get in their house. It was none of that. These are people who have to report back to the police and tell them what they know.
Jenna,
You can't mess around on an open investigation and do crazy things. You just can't.
Jenna, thank you so much for verifying that. That right there, thank you so much. And we appreciate that because I did not feel like it was okay to put out anything like that. And so thank you for coming and verifying that.
Yeah, we talked about it before this live. I mean, we knew who it was and we were like, no, we're not going to say her name at all.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much. Let me see here. I'm going to try to answer some more. These I don't see
private investigators told Candace, not Jenna.
Yes.
Okay. So private investigators were communicating with Candace as well.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, you guys have got to understand that. You can hate these parents. You can hate Jenna. You can hate us. The fact of the matter is, it seemed to be a credible sighting.
I'm going to go fix this real quick so haters will stop real quick.
Feels like you're making it up as you go, as if we'd have any motivation to do such a thing. I'm sick at home. Like, anybody's got time for this nonsense.
Yeah, nobody's got. Yeah, I mean, the woman comes in here and verifies.
She's right there. She's literally right there.
And what the hell? We've been talking about this for days.
Yep.
And we were mad that they wouldn't let it get out.
Yeah, we were very upset that we weren't able to talk about it.
Guys, if you see some changes in the chat right now, it's because I'm fixing this so that people that are hating and stuff will not be able to do what they're
just doing. Go away. Go away.
Yeah.
Go hate them somewhere else. Nobody has to.
And guys, mods, I don't know how many are in here. If you see people that are being disrespectful, go ahead and block them and time them out.
Yeah, there's
Lee Carlson. You guys are on Facebook. We're over on YouTube right now. That's why.
Yeah. Well, I stream this to Facebook and
yeah. Okay. So they're talking on Facebook. They're like, "Who are you even talking to?"
Guys, thank y'all for being here, and thank you, Jenna, and thank you for calling that in because that's what it takes. That's what's important. And thank you for coming over here and verifying that. I did, it couldn't. This is right here. I mean, if you're gonna speak the truth, that's how things turn out. You got people that will come and validate things, and I wish, like she said, and like Chasing said, I wish I could have talked about. I fought tooth and nail for 3 days
since Thursday.
Thursday to get this out there. I guess 2.5 days till tonight. I have been fighting to talk about this, and I'm so glad I got a chance to.
Because the story should be told in full. Not pieces and bits of a story. And we understand Dr. Phil and the behavior panel and all of that. It's under an hour long. You've got to solve the problem and tell the story in a quick amount of time. So we get it. And that's why channels are here. We all hear different things and pieces of different things, and we talk about different things. Cam and Alli really just try to stay on what they can prove and what they're allowed to talk about because they are close to the case.
Yeah.
For me, I happen to have a pretty good memory for this case. So when things like the blue van come up or the blue car and people are like, oh my God, Candace is such a liar. She's bringing up this pretend blue van that she's never talked about. No, actually, she did talk about it in July.
Yes.
So I've made it my mission to remember every detail of this case.
Guys, if y'all remember last night in our live, we were talking about this, and we, Amanda Espita's in here too. We were talking about, and then how this blue blazer was, because when this is what was said on Dr. Phil, wasn't a blue van. He said, no, I thought it was like a Ford Escape or something. So I immediately in my mind was like, Jackie Dobbs drives a blue blazer. So, we talked about, then I wake up this morning and I see that Chasing's already put out the call. And I was like, there it is, validation. We shared it in the community post. You can find it here, or you can go to her channel and find it there. She has the 911 call of
the dispatch call.
Yeah, dispatch call. Sorry, of of a suspicious vehicle on Ben Hill Road, and it was the Blue Blazer, which was Mr. Dobbs.
Yeah, people are asking if Jackie Dobbs died. I haven't heard that. I have no idea if Jackie Dobbs died, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either.
I have no idea.
And, you know, you can check out, if y'all don't know, I know that Chasing, Amanda Esvita have videos all about Mr. Dobbs, everything. And, you know, he's not off the table yet. I want to clarify this. He is not cleared. He tells everybody he's cleared. He's been cleared. Law enforcement has not said that anybody has been cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Law enforcement still says that everybody is a suspect.
Yep.
Right.
Everybody.
And Jenna, yeah, we agree with you. We just want her found. We just
Chai
want
Crimes wants to know, were the tree trimmers? We know the tree trimmers were there. Do we have a timeline? Well, law enforcement said that they've spoken to everybody.
Yeah.
Now, they also said that they searched all the properties, and they also said that they didn't need to get any warrants. But we know for an absolute fact that they did not search all the properties.
Yeah.
And that is for sure.
For sure.
So.
And then they also came out and told other dive teams, especially Ventures with Purpose, that she was not in the water. And that was a big one, because not every water there's lots of bodies of water here. We have come across ponds on property that you can't even see from Google Maps, and had to turn those over to law enforcement. We actually got Nita Diver. When they came in, they went and cleared that pond for us. Had no idea it was there. See? Those guys come down here, so if they don't know it's there, Google Maps doesn't know it's there. Unless the property owner tells them that's there, then they don't know it's there. Unless you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that's in this case that we are trying, you know, if we're not going to impede investigation, we're not going to step on anybody's toes. That's why we're very careful what information we put out. And we know a lot more. There's so much more to this case than meets the eyes that people have no idea about. But that's not my place to put it out. It's not anybody in any of our places to put it out. When law enforcement feels like it's time for them, they will. When you go on search, that's what we've talked about through this whole thing. When you go on searches and you do searches, anything you find has to be turned over to law enforcement. You can't even touch it. You have to turn it over to them, let them come in, then they tell you it's cleared, then maybe you can talk about it. So, and it takes them a while to clear things, because they do run everything that you find through DNA. They swab everything, they take it down. What else? I mean, they have to go and mark what part of the property is. They go out there and they collect it. Then they search farther in the general area. So it takes a while. I was going to add something to the tree trimmer stuff that you were talking about, because we do know that by Jody Sue and the Wells, that those tree trimmers were up there, and it was 2 different companies, by the way, that were contracted. So we don't know how good that they were questioned. I mean, it could have been as easy as, hey, do y'all know anything to the company? We don't know this. I'm just speculating a little bit. Do we know that they were every single person in both of them companies? What if somebody was off work? Does everybody question thoroughly and looked into? Or was it more or less, hey, did y'all say anything? Nope. Okay.
All right, bye.
And so, and that happens a lot.
That's not how it was. We hope that it was a very in-depth discussion that they had with every single person, but we don't know.
And I've been trying to do a little research on them too, the 2 companies. What were the 2 companies? Well, it's already been out there. It's Davies Tree Company and Wolf Tree Company. So, I mean, that's the 2 companies. They were there. Gonzo, when he was there, because he was there right directly after this happened, within a couple of weeks. And he had sent me pictures of Wolf's Tree Company still on Wells' property down at the bottom near the shed. One of their trucks was still there.
See?
So, I mean, there's
we don't know. We don't know what kind of people work for them. I mean, do they have to go through full background checks? We don't know 100%. No. Yeah. And in the interview with Chris M., Candace points and she says, the tree trimmers were right here up to my light pole that day. They were right there up to her light pole. So we don't know. We really don't know.
And we don't, let's even, if we go even farther into it, they might come in company vehicles, but what if somebody after work, what if they've seen, okay, hypothetically, what if somebody was to leave in the work truck when time's over, they come back in a personal vehicle, they know that property in and out. Mm-hmm. So that has to be looked into. I'm not saying that is what happened, hypothetically now. We have that. We have Mr. Dobbs that's been camping out across the street that sees everything up there. I'll tell you this for a fact, through doing searching and stuff. If you stand up on one top of those ridge and the dogs bark over on the Wells property, it sounds like they're right on top of you.
Great news. Chasing's voice is miraculously better now. Are you using your phone or your Yeti? I have my Yeti right up to my face. Shut your mouth, Gray Hughes.
Let's say, what is this? Candace would get Amazon deliveries. Man, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I guess that you're talking about a delivery driver or anything. We don't know. We know that. So what was the report about the red truck? We'll go into that a little bit. So what it was said was somebody that
that drove down that road as part of their job, which think about people who drive as a part of their job down a road every day. Mailmen, delivery drivers. They had spotted a red truck fitting the description of a Toyota Tacoma, red or maroon, and it was either on June the 14th or June the 15th.
Yep.
That was the most recent statement, right, Alli?
Right,
yes. It was something it was a worker, as part of their job, they drove down that road.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
It was said that they did not get it on any cameras or like ring cameras or security cameras or anything like that. It was an eyewitness.
And said it was parked where? They said it was parked at the bottom of the driveway.
On Ben Hill.
Parked on Ben Hill Road. She'll find it. We'll read it. Actually, find it on here, and we'll pull it up for everybody. Let me go right here. Guys, I'm not going to be able to see you, but I can hear you.
Well, here, you can
look
right here.
Yeah, I mean, little Cleo Smith, they took her right out of a tent. I mean, they took Cleo directly from under her parents' hands.
Yeah.
And you would think that's absolutely impossible to do. Impossible. There's no way it could be done. And they did.
And that's why they got so much flack. They were like, because people were blaming the parents there. There's no way that you wouldn't know your kid was in the tent. But, well, it happened, didn't it? Right then. Within how quickly, too, it happened quickly.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like he sat there and hung around all night and made s'mores while they're camping and stuff. He'd come in and
they were all asleep.
Yeah.
And they wake up and their kid is gone.
Right.
From a tent right there. Like, what? What in the world?
Here, let me share it.
People attacked that family too, and it wasn't them.
In the area of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road.
Yeah, let me pull this up real quick, and we'll talk about it.
Yep, Cash Gernon was taken out of his home too, carried right out of the door, right out. But we act like this is impossible. Couldn't have happened ever. I don't know if he had an airplane, honey. I've never heard that. I don't know.
Okay, let's see here. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says, why did you release information about the Toyota truck? Now, this is from tbinewsroom.com. All right, an individual who travels through the area regularly as part of his job stated that he recalls possibly seeing a 1998 to a 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack and white buckets in the truck bed. The individual stated that the truck might have been parked in the area of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road in the late afternoon to early evening on either Monday, June 14th or Tuesday, June 15th. The vehicle was not captured on surveillance cameras. In an effort to cover all bases and identify the driver, the TBI, in agreement with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, released the vehicle description. Our hope was that the individual might have information that could help the investigation. The driver has not come forward, nor have the hundreds of vehicles reported to us matching the description panned out. All right, so go ahead. If you were going to say anything, Jason.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so this is what. Okay, we'll talk about that. So we have. Okay, let me put this up right here. Yeah. Okay. We saw that. What Cher was talking about, those messages and about her having that. Do you want to clear up about her?
About the truck?
About the truck thing, about a little bit that we know.
So now she did say that she would not deny that they do own a Toyota Tacoma, a red one. So that's all we know about that. Now, as far as on the flyers
yeah.
How she had marked out the red truck on the flyers, that was because early on, months ago, there was a truck that was found on the side of the road, I believe in Knoxville, that the license tags had been taken off, and it was a truck that matched the description. So people started saying, oh, the truck was found. That was never confirmed by law enforcement. However, there was a lot of speculation that that was the truck that they were looking for, but that wasn't the case. But I'm guessing that Robin just heard that the truck had been found,
and she
marked it out.
And she shouldn't have took it upon herself to mark those things out.
She should not have.
And we're not.
Yeah, I find that crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because she was like the family liaison in the beginning.
Right.
Everybody even thought she was running the website, which she's not.
Right.
But she was speaking. She was meeting with EquiSearch. She was at all of the gatherings. So I have her actual messages. She mailed those flyers to one of my subscribers. And when asked, why did you do that? She said, well, a friend of mine told me the truck had been ruled out.
Wow.
And she said, okay. So when Cher messaged Robin yesterday, she said, whoa, you have a Tacoma? And she says, yes. And she says, well, why did you cross out the flyers? And she said, some random on Facebook said that the truck was ruled out. Yeah, now, my question is, first you said it was a friend. Now you're saying it was a random person. Either way, you're close enough to the case where you could have easily verified it. So why wasn't it verified? Right? So the fact that she took them to cross it all out and write ruled out on all of them and then mailed them out, to me, that was very strange. That was a very strange situation.
Very strange.
Yeah, and David Dawson also stated it was found.
He did.
He did state that.
Why would they be stating that?
I don't know.
And they can just call Dawn and Candace and say, hey, they can call the detective.
Yeah.
Or TBI. It's very strange to me that was going on.
Yeah, this one too. We'll get into this a little bit as long as she has time. I'm going to try to cut this off right at an hour. So we're at 43 minutes, but we'll go over it a little bit because I want her chasing to talk about this with y'all guys because we know a lot about things and she does too. So Agent Dudley, or Dudley Agent, his alibi, I don't know exactly what it is, but they're saying that doesn't mean that somebody, okay, we've seen in multiple cases before that somebody can lie for somebody and say the alibi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he is not cleared either because, even we're saying he's being told, Don's being told he has an alibi, all this, but yet law enforcement is saying he hasn't been cleared either. Nobody's been cleared.
Mm-mm.
So I can't go into exactly anything with him, but I think that he
did do some.
There's some shadiness there.
Yeah, he's a shady character. and Dawn fired him. And days before that, they did park his truck on the Wells property, right? So, sorry.
And let's talk.
Candace.
Let's talk about this too with Dudley. I wanted to add this too. I don't remember exactly where it was, but Candace had told Dawn at one time that she did not like the way that Dudley was looking at Summer.
Yeah.
Right.
She said that.
Yeah.
She had some concerns about the way that he was looking at her.
He was looking at her.
And it was obviously it concerned her enough that she brought it up to Dawn afterwards.
Yeah.
So
and
somebody asked who he is. He's the man that was working with Dawn. He had been to the property a couple of times. He left his truck up there one day so that they could drive together because it's the job site's further out.
Yeah.
So he dropped the car in the morning. They picked it up in the afternoon. You can see his truck in one of the photographs of the Wells property.
Dancing.
Yeah, it's in the video where Summer's dancing. That truck is Dudley Agent's truck.
The yellow
vehicle, the yellow one. So Dawn fired him. He's the guy that Dawn always talks about that he fired, and the man was very upset. So when Dawn wanted him checked into, I guess agents saying that he has an alibi, right? But they haven't said that anybody's been ruled out. I mean, who knows if he's really ruled out?
Right. But we're just, this is the thing. This is I don't know. I was trying to clear that one up too. We're saying, and we're not saying anybody is or isn't, but we're bringing up what is strange, why they are still there. Is like right just now when we brought up his name, there was a lot of people that weren't even aware of who he was.
Right. Exactly. And there are a lot of people in this case.
A lot.
And some of them are extremely sketchy.
Extremely. And, we're not saying that, I believe that due to some behaviors and stuff that I'm not saying Robin and everybody else shouldn't all be looked into. They also, absolutely everybody around this child should be looked into.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to this part next. And I want to talk about this because you're familiar with it too. We'll talk about the footprints a little bit more. Because I think that's been a really big thing that people in our comments have been asking. It's huge. Why was this
looked over?
Why? And do you have that what was it called? That story where you said that that Sheriff Lawson was talking about that?
Yes. Didn't I send it to you? Or no?
I meant to ask you for that because I was going to show it.
I sent it to somebody. I sent it to, who did I send it to? Maybe not Gray.
Well, I'll talk.
I can pull it up. It'll just take me a second. It's in my history if you want.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk about this. I'll go ahead and start a little bit about it. So this is the things a lot of people aren't getting. It was not a clear path. It was no path of Summer scent on one property
with the
footprints. There was one property where her footprint was there. The dogs alerted on it right there on that one spot, meaning that was her scent. We pulled up the Reddit post. There's 848 people in here, so a lot of people probably didn't see that one. But so let me find that. I will go ahead and pull up that Reddit post and show everybody too, real quick. And this Reddit post, it's not from Reddit. It
was originally from Facebook. I had the screenshots months ago, but I don't know if I could find them.
I sent them to somebody. Are you sure I didn't send it to you?
Yeah, I never got that one from you.
Hold on. Oh, maybe this. Hold on. Nope.
All right, here's this. So
it was just this week.
I remember you telling me about it, but you didn't send it to me. Okay.
I read it on my phone.
That's All right, guys. This is from the neighbor, Mr. Phillips, that had initially put this out on Facebook. He got attacked so bad that he didn't talk about it anymore.
He
And then
actually, I believe he may have went in and deleted all of his comments.
deleted everything.
He deleted everything.
That's what I thought. I remember seeing, and this was long before we had a channel, I remember seeing him actually make one more comment, and he said, I've decided to delete everything that I've posted because we've been attacked so badly.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
So yeah, they were telling who his family was and his children, and
straight docs and everything about him. So he, this is what he put out. This is one of the last ones he put out because he said, I was informed by deputies to make sure when I post anything, to make sure I explain it in full detail. So there was no way anyone could misinterpret it. Someone got confused over me calling a footprint physical evidence and blew their phone lines up thinking it was new evidence. So I'm being very precise here. 2 footprints, child size, barefoot, not my kids' prints, one on my land. One on a neighbor's that doesn't want their name or location mentioned. I do not want my location shown either. Search dogs barked on my land. Deputy asked me questions about my kid's shoe size. I asked if the dog's barking meant it was her scent. He said yes. Said it had to be a recent print left after she disappeared. Informed him my kids are never barefoot in the woods. Prints were about 3/4 of a mile or so apart. So they're saying one set was here and then 3/4 of a mile away was another set of prints. Not a straight line. Dogs didn't follow the scent. There was prints there. Then you go almost 3/4 of a mile. There's another print. So it's almost like she was picked up, carried, sat down, picked up, carried, sat down.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the print in my yard was behind a ridge. So not where we would have seen anyone. Next print was farther up a ridge, near another neighbor's house. Not sure which print was left first, so no clue which direction she was going. That right there, I mean, the guy even came back and said deputies made sure to tell me if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it 100% factually. So, I mean, I believe this guy, and it's actually, I know for a fact that they happened because people have went out and verified that.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he wasn't the only one.
Right. And you have to remember, too, that's wow. Just because of the fact that these were barefoot children's footprints on the side of a ridge. And whenever the Amber Alert was put out, they said that they believed that Summer was barefoot.
If somebody asked how far away from the Wells home were those footprints, they're not very far, but they're, if y'all have seen the area, houses are not on top of each other.
Yeah, they're spread out pretty
far. So,
this is gonna drive me nuts now.
It's okay. I believe you, and if anything, we'll put it in the community.
We talked about it on a live stream, and I showed it too. So
yeah,
we have the addresses and everything of where exactly the footprints were found. Okay.
Yeah.
This is.
Let's see let me see what I missed here. Yo Bubs. I got your email, Yo Bubs, and I answered you back. Just to let you know. Let's see here. Clay. See if I missed anything while she's trying to find that. Has all the property owners let their property be searched? We know, okay. There were some people that I heard at the beginning. I can't say this 100%. There were some people at the beginning that were saying that no, not everybody let them search properties. I don't know if after the fact, if law enforcement went and got search warrants to do those or not. I can't verify any of that. But I know there has been people that have let immediate neighbors to the Wells did let them come in multiple times, multiple days. Hey Gonzo, what's up, buddy? Yeah. Okay.
So look really quickly. I apologize.
You're okay.
I want to say it was on the 20th.
Cold Case Crystal said she heard that too. Yeah, there was some neighbors that And you have to understand, people do not have to let them come in and search when they ask. If they own that whole property, they don't have to. But that doesn't help anything. I don't understand why they wouldn't, if that was the case. Why would somebody say? Why would people be funny about searches? Yeah, that's true. They would be. People don't want them searching properties, maybe because of illegal activities that they're into.
What are you talking about? Sheriff Lawson said there's not any illegal activities.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that doesn't happen down there.
There's no.
Yeah, no, there's no drugs there, nothing.
In Hill.
I can say
Let's
this
believe
for
that.
a fact that one of the neighbors down there, when I asked them, or I didn't ask them, I told them about what was said, that there was not drug activity down there. They laughed so hard. They said, "Are you crazy?"
No,
Here, I'll find. There you go. Did you hear? Did you see this, Chasey?
What was it?
Gonzo's comment.
Thanks, Gonzo. I'm loving this new voice. I don't already sound like a man, so this is making it a lot better. Thanks.
Why did Dudley get a PPP loan? I have no idea about that.
Oh, you know how I did the search? It was Summer Wells walking outside her home.
Yeah.
It said they had evidence of that.
Okay.
Because I just keep looking up footprints and nothing is coming up.
Right. There was something, because you read me, so I might have misunderstood or something, but there was.
Did.
We'll find it, guys, and we'll make sure to put it up there. We'll
put it up on the community wall. It'll be up there for sure.
Yeah. But this is the thing about it. And these people, there has been multiple people involved with that are going out and doing searches. PIs went and verified stuff on properties. The footprints are true. That's actual things. That's why it's so important that we go back to the beginning. That's where our evidence is. Let's get past the hate. Let's get past the finger pointing on by the masses, and let's look at the whole picture. There's a lot more that people don't even know. So we have to, if anything we're going to find out or get our information about is going to be back at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
You got to say anything?
I think we just need to be very, very. Got to take everything with a grain of salt in the beginning. I mean, we have to look at facts, and there's a whole lot of people that need to be looked into, and I feel like a lot of people have had tunnel vision throughout this, and there's a lot more players when it comes down to it.
And I mean, and we're not necessarily I'm not saying that any of these people are guilty of this, and we're not
saying anybody's innocent.
And so somebody in a comment said to me, "Oh, your point is in reference to Mr. Dobbs. You are convicting an innocent man," but in the same breath saying the same thing about Don and Candace.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "No, I'm not convicting an innocent man. I'm pointing out everything that he made public about himself, things that he said directly from his mouth on his social media account, or from his fingers. We'll say that places he went, verified alibis that." Tried to verify alibis of places he said that he was at certain times, and they didn't line up, and we brought it to people's attention. And it's just a lot of weird stuff. And there's, like y'all know, a lot of people that are involved in this case that are paying attention to stuff. They know that there's a lot of things that are not lining up.
And Lawson just said recently too. He just said, where did it go? He says, nothing pointing to abduction, nothing pointing to foul play other than her walking outside of the house and not being found. Well, how would you know she walked outside of the house?
Yeah.
Without footprints? That would be evidence.
Yeah, and sense.
So,
exactly. And let's add this. We got 1 minute, but we'll talk about this. And you brought this to my attention. I thought it was very good. Okay, so they had cadaver dogs. They have certain dogs. If anything was to happen in those vehicles with the milk jugs, cadaver dogs would have hit on that cadaver. And believe me, they were ran through those cars, through that house. There was 7 searches done with nothing. There was no sense. So people said, what about the refrigerator? What if she got locked in the refrigerator? What if it wasn't the cadaver dogs hit on that? If she suffocated in there? There, it's just a lot. And I wanted you to be able to talk about that. I know I heard you bring that up on one of your lives about the cadaver dogs.
Yeah, and I did feel that way. And people were saying, well, if she was newly dead, then they probably wouldn't be able to smell her right away, and it would take a little while longer, which is true. I don't know how long exactly you need to be deceased before a dog can pick up your scent. But let's imagine that she died on the property and they had to put her in one of the cars. So then they had to take her a while away. I mean, decomposition doesn't start right away.
Exactly.
But dead is dead. Dead is not alive.
That's
It's
right.
not the same scent. So my understanding is, if she had passed away and was put into one of the vehicles, you would assume that they would have smelled something.
And we'll talk. And as far as the dogs, like search dogs, how they act, how they do sense is when a lot of the times the sense they pick up is when adrenaline is released. When adrenaline is released, they're the most fresh scent. Like say so when a cop goes after somebody and somebody runs and they bring search dogs out or scent dogs to find them, they trace that adrenaline in the body. That's a different smell.
So somebody said Duty Ron Live said that they can smell seconds after death. So then there you go. But also too, here's I saw you read some from the neighbor. Here's a little bit more. We just moved there 7 months ago and we live one house down from them. Search crews and deputies have been on our land every day and have been keeping us updated on what they are seeing in our neighborhood as far as evidence. There is physical evidence that she was in the woods by my house and my yard after she went missing, right? So, pause. They didn't smell Brian laundry because he was underwater, though.
That's right. Exactly right. That's what I was getting ready to answer.
And then it says they found her footprints in a couple different yards. I was standing 100 feet from the dogs when they identified her scent on a bare footprint. Deputies came over and asked what size shoes my kids wear, et cetera, et cetera. They said it was a fresh print and her scent. So that was on the 20th of June, a fresh print and her scent. So this is a house down from him. And then he also reported that another neighbor, they hit on her footprint in their yard as well.
Yep.
So,
and that person, after they saw what happened to this person, said, I don't want my address. I don't want them to know.
And he even said that. He said, and she refuses now to come out because they're trying to dox her and her children.
Yeah.
And we were able to verify that these people actually do live there on that road. They're real people. They're actual neighbors. There's no motivation whatsoever for them to come out and say that.
Gray, what were you, Gray, if you wanted...
he's saying it's not true after seconds. You can't smell them seconds later.
Okay.
I don't know how long it is.
Yeah,
Does Gray know?
Either.
I don't know, Gray. If you can tell us, let us know how... You've been doing this a while, so...
I do know as far as the footprints go, though, that they have to be pretty fresh for the dogs to alert on.
Yeah.
That the scent that was around the footprints had to be pretty fresh. I do know that.
And that's what he was saying, too. That's what the deputies and the searchers told him as well.
That they had to be after she disappeared.
Was this somebody saying Nicole Gray?
No, his post came out on the 20th. This person's post came out on the 20th.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Everybody screenshotted it. It was the 20th. No. They didn't search and get it on the 20th. That was when he posted.
And then he even cleared that up with that. I couldn't find the date on that Reddit, what I read here. Let me see if it's on here.
It's not.
Yeah, it is. It's up here on the top.
Yeah,
if I can zoom in on it. Hold on one second. It's 1912. No, it don't have the date up here. I tried to read it.
I wonder if it'd be willing to ever come out again.
We are actually working on that, and I am going to try. He is very nervous about it too because of what happened
Understandably.
from the beginning, but we are working on that to maybe get him to talk to us.
And then, like we said the other day, even some of these neighbors that live there that have never even came out and spoke about anything, they are receiving things in their mailboxes that are just not nice. I mean,
See,
everybody that lives down that road has been attacked since this started.
They were
and,
getting threats sent to their home. The
and they had
neighbors.
nothing. I mean,
We
you're
don't think that, but
right. We, as of right now, we don't think that any of these people had anything to do with anything.
let's see here. Cam is
Where you were.
where I was looking. Gonzo said I was staring straight through his soul where I was
Well,
looking at the camera.
Camzo there.
Guys, thank you all for tuning into this. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you to Chasing. Thank you to Gray for coming over here and being a part of this.
sure.
We are going to try to bring you some more as soon as we get it. Like we said, it might not be the first or the greatest, but we'll bring you truth.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody here. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I'll say my little prayer and we'll go. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for letting this information come forward. Let it be maybe a little more eye-opening and fair towards this family. Lord, thank you for everything that you do in our lives. Lord, we pray that you put a hedge of protection around Summer and all the other missing children right now in this United States. Lord, we ask that the right people are in the right place at the right time to stop these things from happening. And Lord, just let our government crack down even harder on these things as we go. Thank you for everything you do in our lives, Lord. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen.
Amen.
Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
See you guys.